The Maryland Horse Library and Education Center in Reisterstown offers a special collection of over 5,000 equine-related volumes. Monthly events include panel discussions, author talks, and book signings. Visit marylandhorse.com to learn more.
This is the PBS app. It's ready for you whenever you want full episodes of your favorites. Perhaps a little history or the real story. Shows with heart or the latest news and docs. Even stream MPT Live. It's all there waiting for you, so download the PBS app now for everything you love and a whole lot more to explore. Stream anytime, anywhere with the free PBS app.
Hi, I'm Ken Burns. Our next film travels outside of America and deep into the mind of the Italian visionary artist and scientist whose imagination knew no bounds. Watch Leonardo da Vinci right here on Maryland Public Television.
The Mars Maryland 5-Star would like to thank Mars Equestrian and the Mars family of brands for their support. Mars Equestrian, Buckeye Nutrition, Ethel M. Chocolates, Nutro, Pedigree, and Tech, and Sound.
We invest in the present to raise the future. Brown Advisory, supporting the global equine community.
We'd like to thank the following partners: Maryland Department of Commerce, Maryland Department of Natural Resources, Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, Maryland Horse Industry Board, and Maryland Department of Agriculture.
Well, a very warm welcome back to the Mars Maryland 5-Star here at Fairhill, presented by Brown Advisory. Dressage Day is sponsored by Quarry View Building Company. We're thrilled to have you all with us for the remaining session of dressage here today. 2:05, the first horse goes down the centre line. Cross country tomorrow starts at 9, 1:30 the 5-Star, then the all-important final finale, the show jumping on Sunday. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Well, we're bringing you all of the pictures live here at the 4th edition of the Maryland International Horse Trials, the 5-Star. Sinead, it has been exciting. Cosby Green, who led after day one, highly suspicious. A beautiful test from her, and she really did come into her own.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. The confidence that she showed coming in there beyond her years. Obviously, a huge credit to what she's been doing overseas, but we're really happy to have her home.
Well, let's remind ourselves of the dressage yesterday. The 3-2-1, and in third place, Lindsay Tresnell with the wonderful horse. She really did perform brilliantly, and it was so lovely to see some new names at the top of the leaderboards. Boyd Martin, well, he impressed. He, of course, won the very first 5-Star here. Boyd, another lovely test with another lovely horse.
Yeah, super tactfully ridden and a beautiful horse for the future for Team USA. I expect him to stay on top of the podium through the weekend. Yeah,
he really is one of those men to beat. He is a master at his own work. But this lady, Cosby Green, and highly suspicious. First 5-Star for this horse. Her second 5-Star. She rode Copper Beach at Burley earlier in the year, but she just was phenomenal. She was phenomenal, and I hope she stays atop, but we have some champions about to enter this 20x60 arena. Yeah, it really is all to play for, but she was delighted. The thrills of the crowd, and certainly the judges rewarded her. Today, though, it is all about the second half of the dressage. Bubby Upton, Kohler, will be first to go for Great Britain. Tiana Coudray there, Kinkara's girl. Tammy Smith, former five-star winner at Kentucky, my balm. Oliver Townend, he's been third here twice. Second as well. He needs and wants the win. Joe Meyer. Then it is Emma Klugman with Bronte Beach. And as we turn the page to our last few to go, 12 combinations we will see here this afternoon. It will be, following Emma, it will be Jennie Brannigan, Tim Price, who won here in 2022 with Coupe de Coeur du Devin. He rides Sue Benson's Falco here today, a really impressive horse in the dressage. Jeff Phoenix, Wabbit, the lovely grey. Harry Meade with his second ride, Ed Hopp de Mats, Boyd Martin, and last to go, Colleen Loach for Canada, Golden Eye, FE Golden Eye. 66 degrees, 68 degrees. It has been the most beautiful weather. Wind conditions perfect. We've got a slight breeze.
It's the place to be, really, Spencer.
It is the hot seat to be. It really is. Okay, let's knuckle down to the grit and the guts of the second day. Bubby Upton making her way to the arena. It's a long way from down there in the warm-up arena. Bubby and Kohler, he's a phenomenal horse. She's a lovely rider in the dressage. She's a great rider in all three phases, and she's made the trip over. It's been helped by the Howden Way projects. She's had support from the Howden Way, and Kohler, owned by her mother in Rachel Upton. He is a Holsteiner, 14 years old by Katoki. The mare Vanessa, and the Damsire Contender, another contender. So this is a love. I mean, he is lovely. He's super. She's brilliant in all three phases, as I said, and she's a very cool cookie. She has had a terrible year. She was very ill. She was in hospital. She had to learn to walk again, and then went to Burley. You know, this girl is nothing but tough. She's made of very strong stuff. Very worrying times when she was in hospital, but she's back. She's as good as she's been, and this is going. I mean, this afternoon we've got such quality in the horses. We've seen some brilliant tests. A reminder of our ground jury. President of the ground jury for Sweden, Christina Klingsborg. She's at C. At H, Valerie Pride from the USA. And at B, for France, Xavier Lusos. So, getting us underway here this afternoon. It is Bubby Upton with the 14-year-old Kohler.
And we see her coming down the center line. Brown Advisory, also huge supporters here, making this all possible.
Yeah.
And what a way to start us off there with that nice square halt. It's a big trip coming across here, and they're not going to put a horse on a plane if they don't feel like they can come away with a top placing. And like you said, some huge adversities that Bubby has overcame, but she is not thinking about that now.
Yeah, Bubby herself, she's a great ambassador for the sport. She won with Kohler at the Young Rider Championships. That was in the Netherlands back in 2019. She was individual silver. Team gold they collected on that occasion. She's medalled at ponies, juniors and young riders. And more recently with this horse, she won the very big and very strong 4-star at Hartbury in the UK off the back of her top 10 placing at Badminton this spring.
And so far, trending into the lead position here as we come across for her extension. We begin the test holding back just a little bit for the first medium, and then there she really shows off the quality of the gaits. The frame, the outline, really beautiful. Every now and then, just opening his mouth a little bit. Will the judges mark that?
Well, they will. She's sitting in second at the moment on 25.6 behind our leader, Cosby Green, who's on 25.3 at this stage in the test. But yes, they will, because they see that as a slight resistance, that he's not settled completely in the contact. But this horse can get a little bit nervy. He's a really good horse in his brain, but he has got a little bit of an introvert side to him. Bubby has to hold his hand and just give him a little bit of assurance, but he's got a super walk here.
I mean, we're so excited to see that. We saw a lot of horses in the 3-star this morning really struggling with nerves in the walk, and just to see the professionalism there. She's very slick as she picks the reins up and moves from that extended walk to the medium walk.
Yeah, extended into the medium. And it's quite a difficult move, as you say. You know, we've seen quite a few horses that have just got a little bit tense, especially from the extended into the medium.
Here, they move into the halt. It's in another really nice place here. They've got 5 steps. Beautifully executed and striking right off into the canter. So, at this point, things might start shifting in that podium.
Yeah, he's got a super canter, and his changes, touch wood, are usually pretty good. And the first of those is coming up, watching the left hind leg, and he was late behind.
Yeah. So she's got 3 more chances to get it right, but this is what we saw a little bit yesterday, Spencer. We saw some horses really trending for top spots, and then just missing out on these changes can be detrimental to the final score.
Really costly.
Coming up to that next change here.
That was better. She gave him a pat too, which was lovely to see.
And that's absolutely allowed, if not, from our point of view, something that I'd give an extra point for. Just reminding him he's got this. She comes through for this 3rd change.
And that was just tight, tense.
Still clean, still looks clean, but not going to get a high mark there.
Lovely air time, good ground cover in the extended canter, showing the transition up, down, now the stretch on the circle before they pick up the rein, cross the diagonal, and another flying change. And this is his better rein, I would say, for the flying changes from left to right. Yeah,
Nicely done.
really nice. On the button, leading score 28.0, so her score will be going down in the right direction.
Beautiful.
Lovely. Good boy.
Yes.
Very good, Bubby. Yeah, the crowd really appreciative. They're really building here this afternoon.
It is, you know, she's surely coming in expecting to be able to put down a really good test.
Yes.
But when you come down that halt and it feels so great, it's just the relief, right? To be where she always should be, which is right up at the top. But to actually execute and get it done is just fantastic. So
really, really pleased for her. Some great slow-mo work. And we see him in the walk, which he stayed very good, very calm, very relaxed. And all these marks, they, you know, accumulatively, they really rack up. And if you make a mistake, it's very hard because the field is fierce. It's very hard to claw those marks back. We're going to see the flying change, I think, from this half pass, which was a lovely flying change from left to right. Yeah, and he's much better that way, isn't he? And the score is coming in for Great Britain's Bubby Upton and Kohler. The lead is 28.0. And the judges' marks. It is 201.5, 191.0, 201.0, and that gives Bubby Upton a score of 26.7 and goes into the lead.
yeah, she'll be super, super pleased with that test.
Well, there's tears of joy from her team. Just amazing. There is Rachel, her mother, in the olive green jacket. They're a lovely family. Ian Woodhead there, who helps a number of the British team, British riders.
Again, you see the stewards walking down with her down to the final check. They'll make sure all the equipment is fitting well and legal, which they've already done a few times today, but they'll just be triple checking, making sure that the horse's welfare is paramount. But you see just lovely expression there, just thrilled for her to have come and executed a test like that, as we move in to our second rider of day 2.
Yeah, this is Tiana Coudray. Tiana with Kankara's Girl. Kankara's Girl, another 14-year-old mare by the sire, Kankara. The dam sire, Naru, owned by Tiana, and also by Jayshil Limited. Kankara's Girl, a fabulous mare, and Tiana very good in the saddle. She has been based over in the UK. She's a very good girl in the dressage. She's a former Olympic rider. She rode in London in 2012 with Ringwood Magister. Kankara's Girl has been on pretty good form. They ran in the 5-star at the beginning of the year at Badminton, finishing inside the top 25, capitalising on their slightly disappointing run at Burghley the previous autumn, but really did set the cat amongst the pigeons when she went so well at the Badminton Horse Trials. Of course, another event sponsored by Mars, our title sponsors here, and then went on to Arville in Belgium, and finally Little Downham. She was inside the top 20 there in the 4-star short.
You know, and it's a question that's asked a lot when there's so many fantastic events in Europe. Why come here? And this venue is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the fact that these guys have put their horses on planes, come back over here to compete against a small but mighty few, against one of Ian's, well, it will be his last course design at this 5-star level. It's just a beautiful track, and it's nice to see Tiana back in this big stage and back in the States.
Yeah, it really is. She's a lovely mare. She's got a good brain. She's an out trier on the cross country as well, but she really tries in the dressage.
Yeah, and this is actually getting nicer and nicer. She had a wonderful entrance, and then there was a little tightness in the neck in the beginning moves, and now she's starting to soften up. And we'll see how she comes into this walk. You see her glancing to the outside of the arena. There's a lot going on here. It's a very tight, intimate space. You know, places like Kentucky, it feels like you're out there alone. The crowds and everything are very far away, and this has a very warm but almost claustrophobic at times feeling to it. The cross-country jumps are here. There's a racetrack circling around us, all the sponsors' tents. There's a lot to look at. So these horses have to be extremely professional about the job, which Kankara's Girl looks to be. It's so wonderful to see some nice walks. Again, like I had said earlier, we saw some tension creeping in. So to really see these walks on display, it really shows the honest truth of how the horse is feeling.
It does, yeah, it really does.
Just sneaking that 5th step in. Horses look so fit, don't they?
They do. Pretty much will be the last event for many of these horses of the 2024 calendar.
Come into this next change, the first one clean. Again, hits the second one really nicely. And I think Tiana's doing a really nice job. She's looking for the quality, riding the horse a bit more forward to get the clarity in the step. The changes are very confirmed and really nice. At times, the canter can lose a little bit of rhythm, you see through the turn there, but Tiana knows that and keeps the step up, keeps riding positively forward. The mare's so polite on the end of the rein. You can see she's just kind of almost on an open hand, just encouraging her to take the bit, soften down. We've got this stretchy circle here, which is a little bit tough for these horses at times when they get so up and they're ready to do the job. And Marilyn Payne said it very well. She said that the riders are going to practice what we put in the test. So they put the stretchy circle into the test to make sure that relaxation continues to be trained into the horses through the levels.
Four very good changes.
Yeah, and really free, don't you think? Like it's a little open and free, and she's just that confident that the changes are going to be there.
And a lovely finish for Tiana Coudray. She is delighted. I mean, it's so lovely to see. It's a massive journey, Sinead's, to get to, even to get them off of the truck at a 5-star.
Absolutely.
You know, these guys have been partners for a long time. She's waving at their fans. You know, and to get them here and for the 6 or 7 minutes in the dressage arena, for them to behave, to go nicely, to go well, it's all you can hope for, and she really has. And what better weather? We've got sky blue skies. The sun is shining. It's 68 degrees. It's fabulous. And to go out there in your finery, the horses to go well, you can't ask for more.
Absolutely, and I think some of the lateral work there was the highlight for me in the test. It's just smooth and free and open, and just a really pleasant test to watch. I think the harmony scores there should be quite high.
Yeah, it should be. It's not quite going to hit the sub 30, but it is a very good score of 31.9, 180, 179, 192 from our judges. B had her, Xavier Lasource had her on 192, and that gives her 31.9 and will go into 6th place. So 2 gone, 10 to go.
And I think this is one we have all been waiting to see.
Yes.
For quite some time. Just really barely missed out on Paris, but fortunately for us, we get to see her here. And Tammy already has had 2 horses in the 3-star. She went in on the last horse, really looking for the win, had uncharacteristic mistake that just kept her right off that top. So I really think she's now coming in here to really lay down a top score.
She's hungry like a wolf.
Ahoo.
So Tammy Smith then, my bum, former 5-star winner. They won Kentucky last year. It seems longer than that, but it was only last year. They've hardly been out of the top 5. They finished with an amazing win just a few weeks ago in the 4-star short. 3rd in Aachen as well. But this is such a beautiful horse in the dressage. Now 18 years old. I think this is going to be his last hurrah as well. Tammy Smith, My Baum, the 18-year-old by Lordano. The dam sire is Rika Gunther Gerling, who bred this horse. Alexandra Ahern, Ellen Ahern, and Eric Markle own.
And it's just such an impressive partnership. And we're so fortunate to be here witnessing what will be this horse's last 5-star.
Yeah.
So a beautiful entrance there. And, you know, the quality in the small field is so high. She cannot rest on her laurels. She has got to go out there and really deliver across the board a top-notch test. But if a pair can do it, it's this one.
Yeah.
You know, and here we talked about it yesterday. It's, you know, do you hold back a little bit in that first medium so the extension really shows off, or you just go for both of them?
Well, knowing Tammy, she'll go for both.
Yes.
She's already creeping towards a sub 20.
Well, the thing with this partnership and with this horse is that the horse has got these moves dialed in. You know, we talk about tricks or anything like that with your half passes, your changes, your lengthenings. And so she can focus on showing off the top level of that, not just surviving the movement, but showing it at its top, at its best. So here we go as she just flies across this diagonal. Managing the balance. She does a super job with allowing the freedom to come through, but not letting it out. You know, it's capturing and shaping that energy in a way that stays in balance.
Their 5-star runs, they've been super impressive. She scored a 21.8 at the 5-star Kentucky back in 2021. Then, of course, with her wonderful win with a 24.2 at Kentucky when she won the 5-star last year. At Badminton, she scored a 25. He's so consistent, this horse. She's had the I don't know what the right expression is, not had the best luck. She was reserve for Tokyo. She was reserve and just missed out on Paris.
Yes, just really bad timing for a little tweak.
Yeah.
So she's had a light season running up to this. She's just actually run the horse at an OI. This is from 2023. But again, we heard a lot of that even when I was listening to the live stream at Burley and Badminton. Those competitions, often when these horses are senior, they do one run and they go to their championships. You know, they don't need the excess runs. They don't need the wear and tear. And Tammy felt very confident coming out here that she was prepped, she was ready. She was ready for the call-up at Paris, but unfortunately the timing didn't quite line up. And so here she is. The walk work was probably not the best walk work we've seen from My Bomb. But the canters and the changes will hopefully bring that score back down.
But her year did get slightly better this year, because she was desperate to meet me and she gave me a big hug in the arena.
That's right. That is right.
Good.
Almost snuck that change up on us there.
Yeah, yeah.
She's making sure the shoulder gets some lift. I think she's going to want a little more expression in this change. Again, she's confident she can get the change, but here she wants the lift, the jump through. She wants the big marks. There we go. It's so close. Watching the scores.
Close. 0.1 separating Kohler, Bubby Upton, and also My Baum and Tammy.
Another very good change.
She's gone ahead by 0.1 now.
And watch this horse fly down the long side. And this is what we're talking about, the gear changes. Right? That's why this horse is so fast across the country, is because it can easily accelerate, easily come back. Again, at some of the lower levels, maybe you need 1 or 2 gears, but once you get to this top level, you need 6.
That's right.
For the questions that Ian's asked out there, it's almost a 6-star. So that's the gears that you need, and we can really see the quality of horses and the ease of the transitions back and forth. So 1 change left to go. Not leaving anything to chance. Beautiful.
She's not, and she's gone ahead.
And we knew this was going to happen. It comes in so strong. The scorers are going to have to keep up with what's going on here to keep on top of the changes.
Nailed it. Well done, Tammy. Tammy Smith, My Bum, 18 years young, belying his years. He really is. He's such a special horse. Wow. And when you got an itch, you got an itch. You know, I mean, he's such a cool customer. She's such a cool customer.
The crowd's going wild.
We see the lead change. I think she thinks she's going to. People are on their feet all the way around the arena. It's quite remarkable. It's an amazing atmosphere here. So while we're waiting for that score, there it is. It's on your screen. It's 25.3. You've just seen it. But before we see her full results, Frankie stood caught up with our previous leader a few moments ago with Bubby Upton.
Bubby
be a beautiful test for you guys. And going in there, storming into the lead, how did it feel?
Yeah, he was such a good boy. I know him inside out. I've had him for 8-9 years now, and yeah, he's a horse that I owe everything to. Definitely my horse of a lifetime. So it feels kind of beyond special to be here, to be honest. We've had a turbulent past year or so, so it just makes it even more special, and I'm so grateful to have a horse like him.
Well, you've traveled a long way to be here at the Maryland 5-Star, and why this venue, why this show?
So after badminton, I kind of created a plan in my head. I thought, he's done Burghley, he's done Poe, and he was incredible at both. So I thought, if there was ever the opportunity to go to Maryland, I thought, I'm going to do everything that I can to make it possible. So did quite a lot of phone calls, quite a lot of hustling, and then all thanks to Brown Advisory and Howden Insurance Brokers, I'm here. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful to them, and it's just amazing to be here.
Well, we're grateful to have you. Excited to watch you the rest of the week. You're well on your way, going into the lead. The first to see here today. We're going to kick it back to you guys in the booth for more action.
But there is Tammy Smith. There is her score, 209.5, 199, 196.5. Goes into the lead, 25.3. But you know what? We've got some really strong contenders still to come. One of those is in the arena, and it is the former world #1. Mr. Oliver Townend.
And what's so impressive to see, these guys know each other. They follow each other. They know the horses. He might not know, well, I'm sure he knows that Tammy just went into the lead, but he knows he cannot leave anything to chance. No. It's the same thing we saw when Tammy went into the arena. There wasn't one move. She wasn't preparing for an 8, a 9, a 10, and that's what we'll see here.
And Thomas Ballamore class is phenomenal, and Oliver again will not leave a stone unturned. Ballamore class, 17 years of age, Courage the second, the sire, owned by Karen Shooter, Angela Hislop and Val Ryan, who've been amazing supporters. Noel Hickey was the breeder, and this man has won so many events. This horse has won 3 5-stars in his career. He's been here. He was third last year with Cooley Roseland. He's been third. He was third in 2022. He was second in 2021. He is hungry for a win.
And again, it's been amazing. The entrance of our first 4 horses have just been incredible. Yeah. So straight, so square, so professional. And I love you just stand there for a second. Gives everybody a second to say, okay, let's see what's next. And just really beautiful.
Team gold medalist from the Tokyo Olympic Games with this horse back in 2021. He's been a team gold medalist at European Championships on 3 occasions, in Stregom, in Fontainebleau and in Pretoni d'Avevaro. And he's been a team silver medalist. That was at Le Moulin back in 2019. He has been a stalwart of the eventing world for such a long time.
These riders, it's so interesting to watch their lines and to see exactly where the track is. I mean, the straightness, the accuracy. Not only do they have to perform at a level showing off the quality and the rideability of the horse, they have got to be accurate. They've got to be on their lines. They've got to have the 8 meters are not 8.5 meter circles. They're 8 meters.
Yeah. Well, Oliver, he's a 7-time 5-star winner. He, of course, was the Burghley champion last year with this horse, with Ballamore class. And he's been pretty wrecked this season. He had a very nasty fall, broke his collarbone. It was operated on just a few days before the Burghley Horse Trials, and then took a tumble on the cross-country and landed on that shoulder again. That was only a few weeks ago. But these riders are nothing but tough. Eye of the Tiger playing in the background. Riders have chosen their own music.
You know, and at this point, at the top, it's going to be so close.
Yeah.
With our younger horses earlier, you're seeing some mistakes, you're seeing some things that are really influencing the score. At this level with these guys, knock on wood, you're not really going to see those mistakes. You're just going to have a level of subjective quality when it comes down to it. And
ooh, Thomas.
a little crouching tiger there. But again, you see his really quality out to the rein, really executing the movements well. Maybe not as supple and fluid as my bomb, and that might be why we're seeing a little bit of the higher marks here. If I was going to be super, super picky. Beautiful change. Just such a professional. Beautiful there. As soon as I say not as supple, he has a lovely supple half pass across, setting up for the second change.
And he really nicely moved up to that flying.
Well, you saw him start to drop a little bit low in the balance,
Yeah.
and as soon as Oliver felt that, he engaged the hind end, picked him up, and said, you got to get in a better balance for this clean change. I need it. I need an 8. I need a 9.
Good. Again, nice clean change. He'll gallop down here. Round cover, look at that.
Amazing.
Frame, lengthen the frame, sit, changing those gears.
That was beautiful. And that's where going in, where you're going for your 10. You said it earlier, there are places where you have to manage and places that you have to attack, and that's where you're going for your big, big numbers. And that was an incredible extension down the long side. Then it's quite a difficult move to have to go to that and then go to your stretchy canter and then pick them back up, get engaged, get organized for this last flying change. But that's why it's 5-star. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Certainly would. And Oliver has made it look very easy indeed.
So it's going to be close because the last portion of this test has been exceptional.
Yeah, it really has. The score's about to disappear off your screen.
I think he just realized he was here. I saw that expression on some of the horses this morning. But that's what you do. You go into that arena, your world gets small, you're all business, and then he finished, looks up and around and realized he's in Maryland.
He is a showman as well. Oliver, he's quite often mistaken for being quite a hard taskmaster, but he loves his horses. He's given this horse a super ride in the dressage, gets a lovely big pat. He's still patting him on the way out. He's waving to the crowds, and I think we're going to see a pretty good score. I mean, we're going to be sub 30.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, now it's just margins, right? It just comes down to personal preference at times, but it is definitely going to be close to our leader, if not our leader. But again, that fabulous extension down the long side, just so bold, so attacking, and then just comes right back on a dime and then lengthens the rein and down to this stretchy canter. It's just so incredible.
So the score is in for Oliver Townend and Ballamore class 26.5, 201, 194.5, 199.5 and 26.5. Oliver Townend, Great Britain, Ballamore class go into second. 25.3 leads, 26.5 second. That's Great Britain's Oliver Townend. Then it is Great Britain's Bubby Upton, 26.7 to 0.2 behind Oliver with Kohler. It is USA 1, Great Britain 2, 3, and USA's Cosby Green, overnight leader from yesterday's dressage with highly suspicious 4.
And, tomorrow's test is going to be incredible. The test of the cross country, right? It's a fitness test. It's huge. It's big. It's bold. So these scores up at the top, they're going to change. They're going to have to fight to keep those because it is going to be an epic day tomorrow, but still a bit more dressage to come today as Joe Meyer enters the arena on another beautiful grey.
Yeah, it is Joe Meyer for New Zealand. Joe with Harbin. One grey follows another. Now, Harbin is a very good horse in the dressage as well. 14-year-old by Verglas. Rainbow City, the dam. Rainbow Quest, the dam sire.
And it's a thoroughbred horse, correct?
Yeah.
That doesn't, you don't normally see a thoroughbred that trots like that.
No, Arlie Stud, the breeders Joe owns, along with wife Ruth, Guy Meyer, John Meyer, and Teresa Foot, who has been an out-and-out supporter of Joe's for many, many years. And it's great to see him back at the top level, and Harbin has been a really good campaigner for him.
It's been so fun to watch Joe ride this horse. They just fit hand in glove. He said he reminds him a lot of his former 5-star campaigner, Snip, another little feisty gray.
And this is their 5-star debut. First 5-star for this horse. Finished here at Fairburn in the 3-star 5th earlier on in the year.
Tell just tons of movement, this little horse. You know, he is a thoroughbred. He can get a little bit hot, and so a lot of Joe's job is to, again, harness and shape that energy into a way that's positive and forward and fluid, and keeping him up and out to the contact. It's a little horse, and this so far is looking really, really nice. Oh, and he hops right up into that canter. We saw that a little bit yesterday. As you move into this half pass, sometimes those aids can get slightly confused with the canter step, and you just saw, again, not less of a mistake, more of a miscommunication, but unfortunately that will
and the sneezing is just a little bit of a sign that it can be a sign of them being relaxed, but in this case I think we're just seeing a little bit of tension from Harbin. As you said, thoroughbred, and he's a little bit hotter, isn't he? Yes,
exactly. He's got a lot, and they're triers, right?
Yeah.
He wants to go
again.
Breaks into that canter, unfortunately. Joe's just going to offers a change. You know, he's offering a lot of answers, and I think that's how we think about it sometimes. It's not that they're doing the wrong thing, they're just answering with 5 answers instead of 1.
Yeah.
But you can see the quality. I mean, like I said, you rarely see a thoroughbred with a trot like this.
No,
so
very rarely.
It's just managing that power. Love to see a little bit more bend in these half passes.
Yeah, in the body.
See him look around to find his line for the shoulder in. He is a little bit more flexible on this left side than the right. Joe's doing a nice job of now. He'll just calm him down into the walk.
And hopefully he will walk.
Yes. It's a long way across these broken diagonal.
Yeah.
They don't.
So the extended first across to E, M to E, E then to K, to F, being the medium walk.
Joe doing a nice job. You can see the flexibility in Joe's arm, staying really soft, really light. And here is where you have a nice connection on the rein, but the softness and the suppleness comes through the elbow. And when he's shortening up the walk here, he again is trying to keep that flow, trying to keep him calm while thinking forward. He's doing a really masterful job because he looks like he wants to get quite light off the floor here. Actually nice in this test because instead of going immediately into the canter, they go walk, halt, back up. So in this time, even in the rider's mind, you're thinking about a halt, not thinking about a canter. He's just not going to stand still, and Joe very wisely just takes what he gives, which is the back up, and heads off into the canter. And here they shorten the canter back up, which is a nice move, really, the way the test is written. You get to open them up and then collect again for this change. So you get to go up the gears first and then bring them back down. It just steals the change for him, but it is clean. It's early and not quite on the aids, but he did it well. And we saw that a little bit, actually, with Tammy's test. You know, the horses almost just sneak that in. They know it's coming. Quite a bit more supple on the left side here. Finds that a little bit easier. Just dives down a little bit in the balance. It's hard to tell from our angle the clarity. of the change, as Joe's moving across in his half pass to the right and sets up for the third change. And it comes through again. So the horse is quite balanced. He has his changes. Right. So far, that's actually been fantastic through our event. I mean, watching the Olympics, I don't know if you watched them. I think you called them. But there were a lot of changes that got missed. And so far, you know, it's been so impressive with all the horses that have come into the arena thus far. We've had some really fantastic changes.
Yeah, the Olympic test was so quick as well. It was over within a blink.
Yeah. Very polite there. You know, we'd like him a little bit more open in the throat latch area, but politely softens over the top of the neck, takes a breath, and, you know, I think Joe would like to just start from the top again.
Yeah.
So he comes in for his last change. And that one late behind, you could tell he was just getting a little bit in a funny positioning, not quite lined up straight for the change to come through the way that it should. But I think Joe's done a masterful job on a horse that's ready to go jump some cross-country jumps.
Joe Meyer there for New Zealand and Harbin. But I know Joe will be disappointed with some of the miscommunication that was between him and his horse, because he's such a competitor. He's a lovely guy. He's just one of the nicest, and Harbin, as we saw, just offered a little bit too much at times.
Yes, I need less.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, he's handing him all the answers at once.
I mean, we look at this slow motion. I mean, he could be a pure dressage horse. He really does move very, very well, but doesn't just move in front. He actually uses those hind legs. You know, he's a really, really nice horse, but sadly the brain takes over and he wants to try. He doesn't know he's made mistakes. He just was saying, right, is this what you want? No, just wait. Just calm down.
Yeah, you see wife Ruthie there following up, getting the play-by-play. It's always so interesting and important that the person that meets you kind of gets the flooding of all of your thoughts at once, you know, and the team here.
And Richard Barrett, who trains Joe, made the trip over from the UK. And there is the score. 16th place, 43.7 for Joe Meyer, and Harbin, 154, 153.5, 148.5. All judges had him in 16th place. That's where he is for the time being. One left to go before the first break here in the CCI 5-Star here at the 2024 Mars Maryland 5-Star at Fair Hill, presented by Brown Advisory and our dressage sponsors, Quarry View, who have built our beautiful judges' huts. Of course, riding here on the Atwood Arena surface, which is for sale. So if anyone's interested,
maybe just wait
until Sunday. So this is now Emma Klugman. Emma, she rode a really nice test yesterday, and Emma with her lovely Bronte Beach second 5-star. They completed their first 5-star in Kentucky, finishing just outside the top 20 earlier on this year. Bronte Beach is a 12-year-old by Verdi, the dam sire Chopin, and owned by the Bronte Beach Syndicate.
Emma's such a cool girl. She's actually now graduated from Duke and is practicing law. So she not only does that, but has a handful of top horses here. And I mean, look at the scope of this horse and the power. I mean, it's really, really beautiful. She had a lovely horse, Shiraz, in the 3-star we got to watch yesterday. And, you know, like you said, finished Kentucky in the spring quite well, and a wealth of knowledge from there to come and contest her second 5-star with this horse at Maryland. Really, really beautiful trot. Nice change of bend there into this 8-meter circle. Lost just a smidge of rhythm in that, a smidge of balance. And, you know, this shoulder in right down the center line, staring Christina in the face. Now, I get so excited when I see horses like this. I'm pumped to watch them come around and go into that lengthening and see what's possible. And this, again, quite an upstanding horse, Spencer, as I use your words. Really lovely so far.
Yeah, really lovely. And she's sub 30. She scored a 36.6 at Kentucky on their 5-star debut.
Huh. Well, hopefully the canter work matches the trot work, because
yeah,
it's been very impressive.
Hasn't it?
Yeah. Very different feel here than Kentucky, wouldn't you say?
Very different. I think we've said, you know, there's much more of a European feel to the Mars, Maryland events. Very much.
Everything's a bit closer.
Yeah, very much the hospitality, VIP, and the grandstand seating is very close.
She's doing a super job here. That change from the extended walk to the medium walk can be quite tricky in order to keep the rhythm, to keep the balance. You just really want to change the length of frame. You just pick it up and keep the walk walking, and she did an excellent job there. You can see he's quite light.
Walk,
he's got a huge walk.
Yeah.
And he's quite light on the end of the rein, and sometimes that can be a little bit, feel a little empty. You're not quite sure where they are or what they're thinking. And she's really trusting him. So we'll see what this canter work does, because obviously at Kentucky the score had it was a little bit higher, so we're waiting to see where that came from. But so far it's quite nice as we move into the changes.
Okay.
Nice.
Behind.
Yeah.
So there was, as she came across in the half pass, you could just see that he was climbing and getting a little bit tense. He's kind of doing the same again here, just running away with her a little bit, anticipating that flying change, which again was late behind. So she's dropped now down from a 29 to a 33.5.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. There's a lot to organize here, right? And you can kind of see that in order to keep him comfortable and happy, she has to keep him a little bit open, and she needs to be able to close him a little bit, organize it, get the step together in order to help him jump through that change in a clean way. And right now, the rideability in the canter just isn't quite there for her to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we've said before, you know, coming in and making sure that the horses stay comfortable and happy sometimes has to take priority. And then as they grow, as they mature, they get more rideable in the arena. But you can see this happening here.
Well, sometimes.
It either gets better or it gets worse.
Come on, come on, come on. And then late behind again.
Too bad.
So this is where I didn't see her test in Kentucky, but this is where she would have dropped down, and it's sadly just unraveling a little bit today. But she's ridden a beautiful test. You know, second 5-star for this horse. She is making her mark. She really is. And being at the 5 stars, it's just brilliant. It's what dreams are made of. She's thrilled to be here. You know, she tries really hard. She's got a nice little team of horses.
Nice big team of horses. That's a big old horse. But I think you're right, and I think there's so much to like here, and this horse looks like it's offering, it's trying, you know. It's a big horse with a big step, and honestly, he just needs to calm down a little bit so that she can help him, but she's moving the training in that direction. Exactly. Not good or bad, it's just, are we moving in the right direction? And she really did a masterful job in there of keeping him happy and comfortable, and unfortunately the changes didn't happen today, but they will.
Yeah. but it was very well done. Australia's Emma Klugman and Bronte Beach. That very impressive leaderboard. USA, Great Britain sandwiched between the two. 35.6. So it is a score for Emma Klugman, 35.6. That was an amazing test. She's bettered her score from Kentucky, but that lady there is our leader. It is Tammy Smith and Meyer. We're back after the break.
The Maryland Horse Library and Education Center in Reisterstown offers a special collection of over 5,000 equine-related volumes. Monthly events include panel discussions, author talks, and book signings. Visit marylandhorse.com to learn more.
No world is truly unchanging.
This is nature at its absolute finest.
Our daughter, she's gone missing. I should leave this alone.
But you won't.
He's doing things no one had ever done before, and that is astounding.
It's absolutely mind-boggling. Hi, I'm Ken Burns. Our next film travels outside of America and deep into the mind of the Italian visionary artist and scientist whose imagination knew no bounds. Watch Leonardo da Vinci right here on Maryland Public Television.
The Mars Maryland 5-Star would like to thank Mars Equestrian and the Mars family of brands for their support. Mars Equestrian, Buckeye Nutrition, Ethel M. Chocolates, Nutro, Pedigree, Antec, and Sound.
We invest in the present to raise the future. Brown Advisory, supporting the global equine community.
We'd like to thank the following partners: Mars Equestrian, Brown Advisory, Cecil County, and Maryland Sports Commission.
The Mars Maryland 5-Star, presented by Brown Advisory, is brought to you by Mars Equestrian, a better world for horses, pets and people. Brown Advisory, invest in the present to raise the future. Cecil County, discover Cecil County, Maryland, where food and adventure brings people together. Meyer, technically advanced gear for horse and rider. And Great Wolf Lodge, bring your pack together at the newest and largest Great Wolf Lodge, now open in Perryville, Maryland. Well, let's go to the Brown Advisory standings. It is Tammy Smith, Meyer, who lead for USA, 25.3. Oliver Townend, Great Britain, Ballamore class, 26.5. An 18-year-old lead, 17-year-old second. And then Bubby Upton for Great Britain in third, with Kohler, 26.7. Cosby Green, overnight leader, highly suspicious by the wonderful silver medalist from Beijing. Nick Skelton's Russell sits there in fourth, 28.0. Harry Meade, first ride, away cruising, 31.2. Tiana Coudray, we saw her this afternoon. Kankara's Girl, 31.9. Ali Knowles, Buck Davidson, Grace Taylor, game changer. David Dull, Galileo New Emerge. And Emma Klugman there, Bronte Beach, our last game before the break, 35.6. in 13th place. Well, we've got 6 more riders still to come here at the Mars Maryland 5-Star, but it's all getting very emotional. Talking of emotions, Frankie caught up with Mr. Oliver Townend.
Oliver, and absolutely another brilliant performance from your longtime partner. And first, you've come here a few times, you've come again this year, and why to this venue? Why with this horse?
Look at it, it's, you know, a special venue, and for Cecil County and Maryland to put on a 5-star is something that I'll always be grateful for, and anybody that puts on such a standard of an event with such great prize money deserves to see Ballamore class here.
Well, speak to this horse. I mean, for those around the world, we've gotten to appreciate him over the years, but to you, you've had so many special horses, but what does this one mean?
Yeah, he's, what can I say, he's incredible. Yeah, sorry.
I got you. It's not often I do, but I'll have you come back for one more second with me. But you can see in the motion here alone, that speaks volumes. I've never actually seen you cry, so that's the first for me. But, you know, a horse like this, you get to take in all the small moments. And I think, you know, when you bring him back to the level like this, yet again and again, it speaks also to the team behind him. And how spectacular is that team to have a horse like this stay at the top for so long?
Yeah, well done, team. You're the best.
Thank you, Oliver, and good luck this week.
Oliver Townend, you made me cry, the fool. It's what it means to these riders, and it's so special. And I'm a bit teary, but it's great to hear from him. He is such a great guy, and Ballamore class has been amazing. ATI Physical Therapy. ATI is a nationally recognised rehabilitation provider with locations all over the United States. Not only do they make house calls, but they are set up right here on site at the Maryland 5-Star to support the riders.
Hi, my name is Rochelle. I'm with ATI Physical Therapy.
And I'm Allison. I'm also with ATI.
Our purpose here is to help our human athletes be their best this weekend. So whatever way we can help you guys move a little bit better, have a little bit less pain, that's our goal. This morning, I saw a patient with some shoulder pain. So what we did some joint mobilizations and then some soft tissue work to kind of calm down those pain levels, which might include some instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization. We do cupping. We have taping as well, just to help kind of either strap down and let the joints kind of stabilize, or for some pain relief.
Also, a good idea to come to us just before your event, you know, stretch out a little bit, show some personalized activities that you can do to make sure you're warm and ready for your riding.
We are right next to the Riders Lounge, so stop by. We can grab a cup of coffee, you can go get a snack, but right next door. So we've had a lot of laughs in the tent, and you've got a lot of big names coming in.
Yeah, we heard there was an Olympian that went by earlier, so that was pretty exciting.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Well, it's always great to have a big team supporting the riders. It is a teamwork. It is all about the horses and the riders. There is next to go. It is, well, in fact, second to go, Tim Price and Falco, former winner here. We're, though, going to have a short break, and we'll be right back.
The Maryland Horse Library and Education Center in Reisterstown offers a special collection of over 5,000 equine-related volumes. Monthly events include panel discussions, author talks, and book signings. Visit marylandhorse.com to learn more.
This is the PBS app. It's ready for you whenever you want full episodes of your favorites. Perhaps a little history or the real story. Shows with heart or the latest news and docs. Even stream MPT Live. It's all there waiting for you, so download the PBS app now for everything you love and a whole lot more to explore. Stream anytime, anywhere with the free PBS app.
Hi, I'm Ken Burns. Our next film travels outside of America and deep into the mind of the Italian visionary artist and scientist whose imagination knew no bounds. Watch Leonardo da Vinci right here on Maryland Public Television.
The Mars Maryland 5-Star would like to thank Mars Equestrian and the Mars family of brands for their support. Mars Equestrian, Buckeye Nutrition, Ethel M. Chocolates, Nutro, Pedigree, Antec, and Sound.
Maryland offers some of the nation's best schools, food, healthcare, recreation, and views. It's a lifestyle you and your employees can get behind. Every business needs balance. Find yours here in Maryland.
We'd like to thank the following partners: Select Event Group, Quarry View Building Group, Lemieux, Yanmar, and Armstrong.
What tomorrow is all about. Ian Stark's last hurrah. The cross-country course is set. We are going to be live in every corner of this estate because there are 60-something cameras.
Yes, there's an incredible amount of cameras out there. 12, I think, just for the streaming, and I think 50 out there just making sure that the corners are getting jumped, that the skinnies are getting jumped, and keeping the welfare and the safety all attuned.
18 cameras for the live stream and 50 additional. I mean, it's quite incredible. He's built a track that's going to test them, and it's great to have that little insight there. We will be bringing you all of the live coverage tomorrow from the 3 and the 5-star. From every angle.
We have every angle.
We do. So, we're back with the last 6, and it's Jennie Brannigan now in the arena. Jennie riding Twilight's Last Gleam, and she is riding the 14-year-old by National Anthem, the breeder and owner, homebred Twilight's Last Gleam, Nina Gardner.
Yeah, and this horse also a graduate of the Young Horse program, so he has been, you know, on this trajectory, on this 5-star trajectory since a 4-year-old, and no better lady in the tack than Jennie. She was 16th at Kentucky. She was here last year, unfortunately had a fall on the cross country in the 3-star in the morning, so had to withdraw. Grandpa, as we call him in the barn. So excited to see her out with him, and so pleased for Tim and Nina Gardner. You know, I think it's been so exciting. This is a thoroughbred horse, and I think all of us got a little teary-eyed with her post-cross-country interview at Kentucky, where she was just, you know, so impressed with this horse, saying, you know, no one thought he was going to be able to do this, but he's all heart, and he just keeps showing up time and time again, and as does Jennie. Like we said earlier, I think she got her 10,000 hours in by the time she was 20, so now for her to have such a great string of horses at the top level of sport is really exciting.
Yeah, this is her second stab at the 5-star, as you said, unable to run last year. But in 2022, she had a good spin around the 5-star, finishing just outside the top 15. And her last run was with this horse at Plantation, where she finished 7th in the 4-star, that prep run back a few weeks ago. And he a little bit like Cola, with the mouth, just a little bit chatty.
Well, it's interesting, you know, both with Cola and this horse, is that you don't see a drop noseband, you don't see a flash, but often, you know, it's a little bit how different people, different horses show their tension in different ways, and often you just need to let it out. Sometimes if you have a horse like this and you actually close their mouth around the bit, they get more anxious. So for him to have a little bit of an outlet there is a kind thing for her to let him do. So you could see a little bit of that tension creeping in there. Lovely stamp of a horse. He's very typey. He's nice and uphill. He stays on the end of the rein. Maybe not the big movement we've seen before in some of the previous horses, but again, he makes up for it in his try and their relationship. She knows this horse like the back of her hand. So she's going to really go for accuracy, making sure that the judges give her the most marks that they can. Unfortunately, a little mistake there, a little tension creeping in, and you can see him just being a little chatty on the contact, which, you know, a lot of times we can think of it more of them thinking, not necessarily being uncomfortable or anxious, but just thoughtful, engaged, trying. And I think that's very much what this horse does. He is a real thinker. He's a real trier. This end of the arena has been really spooky. It's very close to the sponsor tents. There's the big screen right there. They're kind of staring into this corner, and there's a gap out of the side of the arena where the horses will gallop out for the cross country tomorrow. So lots to see. Comes around and sets up for this first change on the diagonal. A little tight, but still clean. Again, just a really polite horse. You can see the contact there. Super job. He's very light on the end of the rein. Jennie's able to stay really soft. She's able to communicate in a very light way. Sometimes that can feel a little bit empty. You want them to step up into the contact and take you just a bit, but she knows this horse really well. She trusts that if she rides him up to the mark, asks for the change, he'll deliver, which he does again. And she keeps a very nice outline. Just trying to keep him a little bit tipped in, a little bit paying attention towards the inside as she lengthens. And then here goes for her stretchy circle, moving towards the tail end of this dressage test. Just trending around the 34. You know, again, for the bigger marks, we just want a little bit more confirmed connection, just adding a little bit more time in each step. You know, we talk about suspension, and that's the time they spend in the air. This horse is quite quick across the ground. And this, very good job there again. Again, this is a nice horse to gallop across the country because you have options. He's quick-footed, he's quick-thinking, but that can make the job in the dressage ring a little bit more challenging. Super job. She's very happy. Very happy. You know, 4 great changes, super polite through the whole test. You know, no mistakes, clear round, all to be said. And she's so proud of this horse. She loves him so much.
Yeah, Jennie Brannigan there with Twilight's Last Gleam. She's got a few things to settle this year, let's say that. You know, she really wants to get out there on that 5-star track with this horse. He's been a fabulous campaigner, as you said, 16th at Kentucky in the 5-star.
And it just looks like, as you know, as we all do, as we mature, Spencer. When you get there, let me know. We get a little bit more comfortable in our own skin, and that's what Twilight's Last Gleam is looking like. He's getting more comfortable and more confident in the arena. Probably still would prefer to be out galloping across country or galloping around the racetrack, but he's just getting more comfortable in that space.
Yeah. 34.5, 178.5, 177, 175, 34.5. Goes 12th for Jennie Brannigan and Twilight's Last Gleam.
And you can tell, you know, Jennie's just very proud. She's very proud of the horse. She's very proud of the work that he's done, the relationship that they have. And there is Tim Gardner there, Eric Duvander, who helps Jennie with all of her horses, and a handful of other riders here. And she just says, good luck, Tim, as he goes up the chute.
Yeah, good luck, Tim. Tim Price is next to go.
You see everybody walking up this busy pathway now.
Yeah, big team behind Tim. The kiss and cry area. He's staying right up in that top corner, interestingly. But he knows that he's seen a few horses that have had a good look up there, so he's just taking his time. Falco is the horse that he rides, the horse that he rode in Paris at the Olympic Games, owned by Sue Benson. Falco has been just a brilliant horse. He's a 5-time 5-star winner. He won here with Coupe de Coeur du Devin back in 2022, the second running of the Mars Maryland 5-star presented by Brown Advisory. He is one of the only riders. Now, I'm trying to think, and somebody might correct me, but Tim has ridden at every 5-star, 7 of them. He's ridden at Kentucky, Badminton, Lemuelan, Burley, Maryland, Poe, and Adelaide. And I don't think many have done that. Clayton Fredericks might have done that as well. Falco, of course, won the 5-star at Poe back in 2021. He's a former 5-star winner. I think we've got 3 5-star winners in this class, with Falco, Ballamore Class, and My Baum. You know, it's such a high quality field, and as William Shakespeare said, though she may be small, she is fierce, and that is this field, isn't it? I mean, the quality is outstanding. Tim has a very good horse in Falco. He's an incredible jumper, and he's a very good horse on the flat. Individual and team bronze medalist from Platoni del Bavaro at the championships as well, more recently.
And just stunning across there. What a picture. And, you know, talking about different types, I mean, this horse is just put together so beautifully. His bum's just tucked right under him, ready to just throttle out into that medium and extended trot. Organized and supple into the half pass, changes bend into this 8-meter circle, and this is just such a demonstration of suppleness, right? The move that's strung together here through this test really works both sides of the horses, the connection from left to right, the connection from back to front, and watching him move through this so seamlessly, you know, shows that this is a very balanced and supple horse, and that's what we're looking for. Obviously, it's a beautiful horse. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's incredible. The power there, and it's very unique, Spencer. I'm sure you would agree, to find a horse that's just so good across all three phases. You know, it's such a tough.
We all dream of.
Right, and it's incredible. We've seen, you know, this is really, like you said, it's the third 5-star winner, and to be a 5-star winner, you have to be not just good but exceptional across all three phases. You've got to have the mind, and you have to have the physical skills, plus the rider. And Tim's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Interesting choice of music as well, playing in the background. I had a lovely chat with Sue Benson and her husband last night, and she gets so nervous. She was a former, Sue's been, you know, is an incredible lady. She was a runner-up at the Badminton Horse Trials a few years ago. She was the course designer at the London 2012 Olympic Games. She's been a former course designer of the Buccolo horse, of the Lemulan Horse Trials. She's, you know, she's just absolutely amazing. She's been over visiting her family. Her family are over here. She's been spending time with her grandchildren, and then on to the Mars Maryland 5-star to watch her beloved Falco compete.
No, it's such an epic place to be involved and to have contributed and worn so many hats in the sport. But she did say she was the most nervous as an owner.
Yeah.
But what a man to have in the tack. So it's all going to be really, really close.
Tim is the world number 3. He has been a former world number 1, along with his wife Janelle, who was at the time world number 2. Very often you get world number 1 and number 2 from the same household, husband and wife.
I think Janelle is over, I'm sure she's watching, but I think she's over competing at Lyon. The Young Horse Championships are going on in France as we speak. Well, actually, they're probably not going on currently because it's a few hours ahead, but good change there. Not leaving anything to chance. A little wobble off the line.
He's ahead at the moment of Tammy Smith at this point, which is pretty impressive. It's so lovely to have. We got the world number 3 here, Oliver Townend world number 5, Boyd Martin world number 6, Harry Meade world number 8. I mean, it's pretty special.
Well, and I think it says a lot to the team here and to Maryland 5-star too. Oh, from this angle, that looked like it might have been late behind. We'll have to maybe see that again, or we'll check and see what the score says. It's hard from this angle. Everything counts. Every little bit counts here, and these changes are so important.
Yeah, it's gone to 27.7.
That's good.
That's good. We're always looking for that new inside hind leg. We'll explain that just once for you. If you're looking and wondering why we're saying good flying change indifferent. So the stretch on the circle. Nessun Dorma is Tim's choice of music.
This is a beautiful stretch.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen some average marks there, some really good marks, but there the horse just went out to the end of the range. It was really beautiful.
Now we're going to watch the left hind, and we want to watch the right hind hit the floor before the front leg, and did.
Yeah.
Very
it's
nice.
going to be very close.
Yeah, very, isn't it? Yeah. 1 mark separating at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Price, Falco. We've been a little bit spoiled.
We have. Well, it's so wonderful to watch, to just get to sit back and watch such display of good technical riding, harmony, right? It's like watching an artist as opposed to an athlete at times. It's just really beautiful work.
It is an absolute masterclass we're witnessing here this afternoon. We saw some brilliant tests yesterday, but my goodness me, we've seen already 3 tests go sub 30. We're going to see another, that's for sure. Tim Price nailed his last halt, and he was right up there on the tail of Tammy Smith and my BAM score. She's on 25.3. Where will Tim Price go for New Zealand? He's won here before. 2022 Coupe de Coeur de Devant. Ooh, he's just getting taken off with out of the arena.
And you can see that's why he stayed up there for quite some time, and he's such a good horseman. He said, we're not running out of here, because how we leave is how we'll come back in.
So Tim Price, there is the score, 198, 191.5, 198.5, goes for 27.4, and we can see there the slight difference in judges' marks,
and it really is just that one change. That's the difference between being on those top 3 spots and being right there in 4th. But tomorrow is another day. It is so close.
Yeah, it really is, and it's just a matter of seconds that can change that leaderboard. And we know that the time is pretty difficult to achieve here with the terrain, with the great use of the natural topography. It's a real test, endurance test.
Well, and we saw, and we'll see it tomorrow again, that some of the terrain that you talk about is the most intense at the 9th and 10th minute. So it's not that it comes on fast. It's the horse is going to be a real test of endurance as we get down the center line.
Oh, this is one of my favourites.
Because you just like saying Wabbit.
I do love saying Wabbit. Wabbit and Jessica Phoenix, thank you for bringing him into our lives. Wabbit, he's been a brilliant horse, hasn't he? He's been to 5 stars all over the world. He's been to Burghley, Badminton. Jess, who rides the 14-year-old by line of departure, the dam, No Kissing, and the dam sire, Great Gladiator, bred by the Molinaro farm and owned by Jessie herself and Jim Phillips.
Yeah, big supporters of Jessie's, and it's been so exciting to follow this pair again. A real crowd favorite, and Jessie fresh off the Paris Olympic Games, and Wabbit had such amazing finish at Burghley in 2023.
Yeah.
It's such an unbelievable track over there, and she had some struggles in the show jumping, and she went over with the Prices, and I think she had maybe 1 pull down, and it was so impressive to finish 11th there. But just a good thoroughbred horse. Again, a little bit like Twilight's Last Gleam, you don't have the big movement that we just saw in Falco, but you've got a nice connection, and Jessie really making sure Wabbit stays out to the end of the rein, and she gets every mark she can, because there's a big trot there.
Yeah, there is. But he just started off, didn't he, a little bit tentatively. And I think Jessie wasn't going to push the boundaries too much. And again, in the corners, just closing back on her. He's got such a lovely expression, isn't he?
Yeah, and you can see, we saw a lot of this earlier, but she's just got a soft rubber bit in his mouth. Showing that the horse is quite light, quite sensitive in the bridle, and he's just happier with that contact. And the more you get to know the horses and the more you go through the levels with them, they really tell you their likes, their dislikes, and he looks very comfortable on the end of the rein there. Just a little loss of balance as she comes into the walk, that tension creeping in just a little bit. So you can see Jessie really staying back, waiting down the hind end, saying, wait for me back here. Trying to make it very clear and obvious to him that he's meant to stay walking. You know, and that's where the horse is being light on the contact is great in certain places, but here he's just a little empty, and she can't really communicate with him on that sense. So she's having to use her seat. She's having to use her balance, her leg, to really have that point of communication with him, so that she can say, just hang on. These horses are so fit. They're ready to run. And so this walk can be a little bit of a tricky place to be. She's heading up to her halt. And Jessie has one of my favorite nicknames. She's called the Smiling Assassin. Anyone who watched her trot around the box at Paris, it was wild. She had a grin from ear to ear. Everybody else looked green. And I got a note from one of my friends saying, oh, there's Jessie Phoenix, the only one having a great time at the Olympics. You know, she just is so positive, so optimistic. And the horses really feel it from her. You know, it's truly, truly who she is. And she loves these horses so much and delivers so much confidence to them that it's all going to be okay. So she's really staying back, riding the balance, encouraging him to think up and out and forward. Oh, and that's what she was feeling. You know, you could tell that she was knowing that there was something going on. He was getting a little bit anxious, and she's still just trying to ride every step, telling him where to put the next foot. Unfortunately, a little muddled in the change there. And Jessie is not riding tentatively. She's really doing everything she can to keep all 4 feet where they should be. Jumps through that one, unfortunately, as well. So the score's just starting to tip up in the 40s. Now he gets to run a little bit, which is what he wants to do. We'll have to see here in this stretchy circle how they navigate. Like a little bit more stretch than that, but she kept him in the ring. A lot to be said there. Here she resets the balance. She's got one more change to do, and then down the center line, and then she can think about the cross country. Just sneaks that change in on her. So not going to be quite good enough to challenge the leaderboard, but finishes strong with a nice great haul. There you get a close-up picture of that. It's just a very soft, it's called a eighth bit. It's not even, it's just a really, really soft plastic that just gives with the mouth. Horses that are a little bit shy in the contact really like it. It's kind of like a nice handhold, basically. So they can lean on it just a little bit to help them. And there you really see some of the quality shining through. Marred with a few mistakes and a little bit of tension, but she'll be looking forward to get out on Ian's track. You know, she's jumped the biggest tracks in the world on this horse, and I think tomorrow we've got, adding to that list of the biggest tracks in the world, will be Maryland 5-Star 2024.
Yeah, it really will, and it's a really impressive track. We're going to have a wander around with Ian Stark a little bit later on. But Wabbit, just a little bit cheeky at times, wasn't he? I mean, this is his 6th 5-star. And it is a 41.4, 158, 157.5, 159, and goes into 19th place. Wabbit still bouncing like a little bunny on the way out.
There you've got Lisa Berry. She's traveled with Jessie all over the world. She just competed her own horse at a 4-star last weekend, and she is just fantastic as far as supporting Jessie and her team.
So completing their dressage in their 6th 5-star, and completing their 7th 5-star dressage was Oliver Townend Ballamore class, who sits in 2nd place at the moment. So Tim Price is the only rider that we can work out that's ridden all the 7 5-stars, actually has the upper hand because he also rode the Bicton Pop-Up 5-star when that ran as well. Boyd became the 2nd one when he completed Badminton this year. Clayton started all of them, but he hasn't been here, though there is time. We might see Clayton Fredericks here. We might. So now Harry Meade, Great Britain's Harry Meade. He's already ridden his first test. He comes in now with Edhop de Mats. This is a young horse, as opposed to the horse that he rode yesterday. 17-year-old. This a very young horse. Edhop de Mats by Prima de Mats. The Dam Easy Star. And in fact, Norma Duzet is the sire. Prima de Mats is the dam. Easy Star, the dam sire. Roger Servet is the breeder. Mandy Gray and Harry own this horse.
You got it. Co-own.
Co-own. Well done, thanks. I knew there was a reason for you.
I'm here for a reason.
You got my back.
I'm a good sidekick.
Well,
I just fill in some gaps.
There's a reason why you won an Emmy.
So it's pretty exciting. This horse, it's actually his 5-star debut.
Yeah.
And, you know, a horse that finished at the top 10 at Bramham. And I think what's interesting is bringing him here to a track. It really shows his scope, right? This is a big, bold course. You know, a venue like next week that's happening at Poe is quite technical, a little bit flatter. And so it really shows where Harry's belief is with this horse. Just a 10-year-old, like you said. Really exciting for him to have so many horses at this top level.
Yeah, it really is. A horse that was started off in his international career by Mathieu Chambard. Harry won his first event at Mill Street, the 3-star long in Ireland, and as you said, his more recent run in the 4-star long, finishing inside the top 10 at the Bramham International. Big track there, another Ian Stark track. Now this is again clever gameplay, because Harry chased Ian around the country, jumping his big tracks to then come here, because Harry's been here before, he knows what it's about, and he says he absolutely loves it. And Brown Advisory have been so supportive with the riders as well. They have been amazing, and we thank them verbally.
Harry's doing a really nice job. This is a lot of horse to move around. And again, a little bit of a younger horse, a little less confirmed in the contact than we've seen of the others, but still quite rideable.
Still very rideable, and if he could break into the 20s, I mean, he would be over the moon. And he's capable, this horse. But, you know, being a 5-star debut, coming to an atmosphere like this, you just do not know what you're going to get. And at the moment, touching wood, Edhop de Mats is behaving, and behaving beautifully. Just going to say thank you very much to Pippa Kyle, who messaged in. Great to hear from you, and hope you're doing well, and sending all of our best wishes. Thank you very much for helping out. A number of you messaging in, but thank you very much indeed.
I think it's interesting here too, like you said, this horse new to the level, but quite mature in his brain. You know, you think the horses have confidence in different places, or lack of confidence in different places, and he seems very confident with his rider. He seems very confident in the environment. I think where his greenness is in his growth, really, in his connection. That will get stronger and stronger, especially after running around some of these big tracks.
But do you not think, I mean, Harry does instill that confidence into them, doesn't he?
Well, it's very well planned.
Yeah. Harry finished 3rd at Burghley this year. I so wanted him to win the 5-star, because it would have been 60 years to Burghley this year if he'd have won that. 60 years since his father won there. The great late Richard Meade.
Nice change there. I think it's always such an interesting thing to watch, especially for a lot of our riders here, to watch these great riders come over and show us how they're still training and still riding in the ring. Here he's riding every stride. He's setting this horse up the best he can. We'll see if this change works. No, it looks from this angle a little late behind. We'll have to, well, I think they're late or they're not, right? So we'll have to see on the score. It's hard to see from this angle. But still really taking the opportunity to ride this horse and making sure he stays rideable in the ring. Again, looked late from this angle.
Harry's got an amazing record, but he still hasn't got the one that he wants, which is a 5-star win.
There you can see that the horse is quite relaxed. It just does look to get a little bit strong, a little bit on the muscle. It's a big trip for these horses over here, and like you said, you just don't know until you get here how they're going to come through this final change.
Especially with the younger horses. You know, it's a, as you said, it's a big trip. You've got to see how they fare when they land the other side, and then how they take in the new environment. But Harry's ridden a super test for a young horse.
Not going to quite challenge the top of the board today, but we have a lot to do tomorrow. So he looks really pleased. And again, I mean, the future is now. We're 5-star now, but this is a 10-year-old. We've got a big platform ahead of us, right? Seeing that we've seen horses in this arena that are 18 years old, we've got a big future.
18-year-old leading, 17-year-old second. You know, it's time for the older ones to show their worth.
Absolutely.
And it's testament to those guys, to Tammy, to Oliver, to the team behind them, that have kept those horses in top-notch condition. And we think of the horses that we've seen. Ballamore Class doing his 7th 5-star. Tammy, former 5-star winner. There's 3 horses in the top 4 that have won a 5-star. Ballamore Class, 3 of them. Tammy Smith, 1. Tim Price. Well, there is the score for Harry Meade. It's just coming in fact, and here it is. It'll be on our screens very quickly. And it is a score of 33.6 for Great Britain's Harry Meade.
It's a big smile there.
177, 180, 180.5. Goes into 11th place, just outside the top 10. That Will Coleman there, yeah.
It is Will Coleman, who is doing quite well in the 3-star, and
Rosie.
he will hop onto a plane and head to Po next week.
So look at this for the cross-country course. The tailgating tents are all set, ready for action tomorrow. That is the finish box right there. And, oh my goodness, isn't it beautiful? It is so incredible. The aerial views are being brought to you by Clip My Horse TV, but the galloping tracks, the galloping lanes, you look at them. I mean, I wish my lawn looked like that. So now it is the former 2-time 5-star winner. He won at Adelaide in 2003. He won here with On Cue in 2021. It is the wonderful Tsetseleg TSF. Boyd Martin, now 4-time Olympian. He rides Christine, Tommy and Thomas Turner's 17-year-old by Windfall and the dam sire Buddenbrook.
You know, this horse is another one that just has been so impressive through his career. He's been to Tokyo Olympics, the 2018 WEG. He's been to Petroni, the World Championships. And again, a little horse that it's kind of, it's like Thomas the Train, a little horse that could, right? And formerly campaigned as a 2-star horse, I believe, by Michael Pollard. And then Boyd took over the ride and has just gone from strength to strength. And you know, we're so sad not to see On Cue, who won the first Maryland 5-star, but so pleased for her healthy and happy retirement. We wish her the best, and glad to see Thomas out here still holding it strong with the big boys.
Certainly is. The 17-year-old. Certainly belying his years, isn't he? He looks fabulous.
He does look so well. I mean, looks as happy and well as I've ever seen him, honestly. It looks fantastic. Boyd rode a very masterful test yesterday on Commando. The horse was quite wide-eyed at times, and Boyd did such a nice job. I was speaking to Valerie Pride, who is the judge at H, and she too made a comment of how impressed she was with him riding the horse out to the rein and just sitting patiently, and was rewarded very well in the score. And we've got another one right now. If he keeps it up here, could stay in those 20s.
Yeah, he's on 28.5 with Commando.
Thomas looking very happy and relaxed in the walk. And it's got to be with this new, you know, Boyd has so many new horses coming through the levels. It's got to be so nice to get on Thomas and go into the arena with just your old friend, you know, one he's had for so long and been to so many top competitions. And like I said, hand in glove, these two. You can trust him to just stay in the walk. It's so great to see how full these crowds are. I mean, it's incredible how many people have turned out, and the weather is just fantastic. Look at that beautiful halt. You want the rider to be right at A, and he just nailed that.
Well, with his wife, Silver, and also Bettina Hoy on each shoulder. Dare not.
Which one's the good one? Which one's the bad one?
Exactly. You dare not hold to A.
Yeah. If it doesn't go well, there's an exit out the other side of the arena.
Yeah.
Nice change
Lovely
there.
flying change. Experience is certainly showing in this 5-star here this afternoon, isn't it, with these horses?
And you can see the scores just dropping down. There's so much to like here.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's interesting when you have a horse that you know so well. You know, the judges know this combination so well. And it's like you start somewhere. And I'm honestly going to say this is one of the best tests I've seen this horse do. I think he's just looking so wonderful.
Nice.
And it's getting rewarded in the scores. That just liking it more and more and more. And Boyd's been traveling a lot, so huge testament to the team keeping these horses fit and well and sound. It's really beautiful.
3 out of 4. One more flying change. Extended canter. Kaboom. Bullet out of a gun. And then the accordion closes. The canter closes, the stretch.
He's enjoying his uphill connection. He says, I don't want to stretch.
Could have stretched a little bit more, do you think?
Yes, yes. I think he would. He's just gotten himself into a nice kind of metronome. I think that broke it up for him a little bit. So final change here. Almost pops Boyd out of the tack a little. Little croup high, but clean.
So the leading score, 25.3. And I think that flying change might just have been costly. Listen to that.
He's so pleased. I mean, I think this is probably the best I've seen Thomas look. He's always looked great, but he just looks so happy and confident. Boyd looks so happy with him, so it's just a pleasure to see.
Well, Boyd Martin would dearly love to shake up that leaderboard that he is walking away from. Zetzeleg, TSF, and Boyd Martin for the USA have thrown down their challenge, but was it good enough? Was that last flying change the difference between him being in the top 4? What watching here, and that was it. That was the last flying change. It was a little bit up, backwards, and croup high.
I mean, how amazing has it been today? Here's the score.
Yeah, brilliant. 27.7, 195.5, 194.5, 195.5 for a score of 27.7 into 5th place. Top 5 then it is for Boyd Martin with 1 left to go. Can you believe we're saying 1 left to go? Because tomorrow goes so quickly. Then it's Sunday, and then it's home time. Not trying to will it away, but I love this event. I mean, it's just grown, hasn't it, over the years, and it's so special. It's not over, though, because this lady coming into the arena is not going to go down without a fight. That is for sure. Colleen Loach with FE GoldenEye. Just another beautiful view of the cross-country course. I mean, it just does look...
I mean, that's where you can see the terrain. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is. So those overhead shots are brought to you by Clip My Horse TV. Very grateful to them. So Colleen Loach is our last to go, representing Canada. FE GoldenEye. FE GoldenEye, the Fredericks Equestrian prefix. We see quite a lot of horses that cover that. Colleen with the 12-year-old by Gold Fever, the Dam Cascade by Contendro, Marjorie House bred, Amanda Bernhards, Colleen herself, Maureen Hallam and Peter Barry own.
And she was actually a last-minute addition here. She went to Morven Park last week, and in the beginning of the track, he just jumped really big off of the leaf pit, and she just cruised right by the C element of the combination and decided, you know what, I'm not going to run this beautiful horse around the rest of the course just to be an also ran.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him to the 5-star. Traveling alternate for the Olympics, so she was ready to go if called upon for Paris.
Yeah, she rode Corey Blue d'Arjouge at 2 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and also Tokyo 2021. FE GoldenEye won the team gold for Canada at the Pan Am Games in Santiago in Chile last year, individual 6th.
It's a really, really beautiful horse. She's also jumped some Grand Prix with him. I mean, a fabulous, fabulous jumper. Every now and then it can be a little bit cheeky, and, you know, it's almost... I want to say I talked to Colleen at Tryon, and it almost just spurred her on to say, okay, come on, let's get to it. And she's had some fantastic results since then, and I think such a talent for Canada. And just beautiful. I mean, beautiful on the flat, beautiful type. So it'll be exciting to watch her jump around tomorrow. And quite possibly, and quite a good dressage score. Another horse we see in that soft nath bit, just showing the lightness, and again, that creates quite a quick, light, nippy horse across the country. It's a very obedient test. I think just for those next click of marks, you just want that balance to come up a smidge, and for him to be looking and thinking a little bit more forward. He just gets thinking a little down almost.
Yeah.
Gets a little shy in there, whereas he's got so much power and so much presence. If you could just get it a click more connected and a click more up, I think then you'd see the really big marks of My Bomb, of Falco. Just a 12-year-old, which is still quite young for the 5-star level. You know, that's a little bit where you'd want him in the trot work.
Yeah.
Ears up, ears pricked, stepping up from behind. 5 steps in the rein back. It's a little shy again on that last step. She moves into her canter work. Late behind on that, unfortunately. And I think that's what we were seeing a little bit in the previous work, is that sometimes just the connection from back to front can be just a smidge slow. Just got to get that connection a little click quicker to get that change to come through. Looked like that one was good, but again, just from our head-on view, it's a bit hard to see. Danced his way through that one.
Yeah, just jumped a little bit behind, didn't he?
Such a beautiful shot from here. The sun shining, galloping down the long side, the adjustability. I mean, the quality we've seen today is so impressive. You know, horses that are just beyond excellent, horses that are the future, and horses that are right in the middle of their game. You know, to switch gears so quickly and having Morven Park be your final destination and then change quickly to get organized for a Maryland 5-star is no small feat as she moves into her final change. The final change we will see today in Maryland 5-star.
And it was late behind.
And it was late.
So Colleen Loach, just this last centre line. Holtz. Effie Goldeneye.
You know, and we just saw so many brilliant horses that you think that the changes are easy, and they're not. They're so hard. You know?
It was unbelievable. Yeah. The quality that we've seen this afternoon has been mind-blowing. It really has. It started off with Bubby Upton and Kohler, 26.7. She sits in third. We then went on to Tammy Smith. Then it was Oliver Townend. And then we saw Tim Price and Falco. Boyd Martin, impressed. Harry Meade, the 10-year-old, impressed. We've seen 10-year-olds to 18-year-olds here in the 5-star. That's what makes this sport so unique. That's what brings everybody together, and that is why we love it so much.
It's been such an impressive afternoon, and so quickly we will be out onto the cross country where everything could change, and probably will.
Yeah, probably will. But just waiting for that score to come in for Colleen Loach and Effie Goldeneye. And here it comes. It is a score of 34.1. Ian Woodhead there with Colleen as well. 172, 179, 182.5, putting her into 14th place. So let's have a look then at our Magna Wave Daily Pulse. 3, 2, 1. Great Britain's first to go this afternoon was Bubby Upton. Bubby with the wonderful Kohler, 14 years old, and she really came out meaning business.
Yeah, it was a fantastic way, and I knew we were going to start our day with a bang when she was the first one in there, so really awesome for her to deliver on this world stage.
Yeah, it really was, and so thrilled for her. Oliver Townend, the former world #1, with a horse that he really wants to win on here. Former 3-time 5-star winner. It is the great Ballamore Class. Oliver sits second on that really good score of 26.5. And he nailed every change. He nailed all of his work. It was a pure masterclass. As too was this lady who went just before him. It is Tammy Smith and My Bum, former 5-star winners in Kentucky. She has thrown the gauntlet down. She said, now come and catch me. The 18-year-old Meyer sits out in front on 25.3. She was thrilled, we were thrilled, and what a performance for the USA. The Magna Wave Daily Pulse, 3, 2, 1. Well, following her amazing performance in the dressage, Frankie Tierstutz caught up with our overnight leader, with Tammy Smith.
Caught up, I'm with her now, but Tammy Smith, a brilliant performance from you and my bomb, of course, and it's going to be enough to go into tomorrow's cross country with the lead in hand and talk about Ian's track and what's going to take to get it done here tomorrow.
I think the time, obviously, since last year, it's going to be very influential, which is really exciting. They've done a lot of work on the ground. They haven't gotten a lot of rain over the last few weeks, so they've been aerating and watering like crazy. But there's enough places to make a mistake, so it'll be very interesting, and I'll be out there giving it all I got.
Well, there'll be a lot of people cheering you guys around that track tomorrow, but before we cut our attention to tomorrow's cross country, we have to award you with these Curiously Strong mints from our friends at Altoids for your Curiously Strong, brilliant performance today in the dressage. Back to you guys.
Yes, thanks very much. There is the Clip My Horse TV aerial view of this wonderful, wonderful site. But let's, just before we have a talk about the cross-country, let's go to our Brown Advisory standings in the CCI 5-star. Tammy Smith, My Bam, sits out in front, 25.3. Oliver Townend, Great Britain, second. Ballamore Class, 26.5. 26.7, Bubby Upton for Great Britain and Kohler. Tim Price, Falco. Well, he's been a winner here before. Can he do it again? Falco for New Zealand, 27.4. Boyd Martin, winner here. He is in fifth with Setzeleg TSF with Cosby Green, sixth. Highly suspicious overnight leaders from yesterday. They dropped down to sixth place today. Boyd Martin there, second ride. First ride yesterday, second ride. 2 in the top 10 for Boyd. Commando 3 in seventh. Lindsay there for Canada. Harry Meade away cruising. He's in 9th and 12th. But it could all change. It really could. Buck Davidson there. Colleen Loach, FE Golden Eye. Really impressive test for her. And I think we're going to see a lot more. 12 years old. And it is then Emily Hamill there. Corvette. Corvette Airlines. We will be all on board for them tomorrow on the cross country. LCC Barnaby, another 18-year-old fluorescent adolescent, first 5-star for them. Jesse Phoenix and Wabbit did a lovely test, but he was a bit cheeky today. Sits down in 22nd place. Woo! I mean, it's been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It has been so good. Especially this afternoon, I mean, we've been spoiled. We have really been spoiled with the standard of dressage, seeing 3 former 5-star winners in the field. Ballamore Class, 3 5-stars. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Boyd, Mybaum with Tammy, and then, of course, you've got Falco and Tim Price, who won the Po 5-star. It is all to play for tomorrow. The cross-country course, Ian Stark going out. He's retiring here. It's his last hurrah. And he means business.
He's going out with a bang. He said, I'm doing what I want. They can't fire me now. So it's some exciting stuff today. Everybody delivered. It was so fun to watch these horses come out and perform. Awesome. We had an expectation. They delivered on the expectation. And then tomorrow, all to play for.
It really is all to play for. We are live with all of the action tomorrow. The 3-star kicks us off, then the 5-star cross-country. And it's been difficult. We've talked about it, but they've watered, they've aerated, because they've not had much rain in this part of the country. They've done all they can. This wonderful racetrack that circles around this wonderful venue it's been difficult enough, hasn't it? But they've gone above and beyond to ensure that the horse and rider combinations have the best possible footing that they can have for tomorrow's cross country. Dressage has been spectacular. Goodness only knows what's going to happen tomorrow, but it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And, you know, the riders now the tails will come off of the riders, not the horses, and they will be out on that course walking. You know, they've been told it will keep getting watered, it will keep getting aerated until the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
So the ground will be as great as it can for these horses. I mean, it's beautiful turf that's taken care of all year round. So we know that the guys are working around the clock. The course is stunning. The horses are ready.
Yeah, and if you think about, I mean, we walked around the 3-star. We're going to go and have a wander around the 5-star again. We looked at some of the 5-star fences and I got quite nervous. But it is going to be fascinating. It's going to be so interesting. Of course, we've got first-timers and we've got seasoned campaigners in the field, so it's going to be really fascinating. We hope you can join us for all of that action tomorrow. One horse that stood out for you today.
I mean, My Bomb. I mean, it's such a thrill to watch him here and to have this be his swan song and Ian's swan song.
Absolutely. Well, we cannot wait to see all of that action unfold tomorrow. The Maryland 5-star at Fairhill is grateful to have such invaluable support from the state of Maryland, and we extend our appreciation to the many agencies and departments who help make an event of this magnitude possible. Well, we're so grateful to all of the partners, to Brown Advisory, to Mars, to all of our sponsors. We'll go through them a lot more tomorrow. But Bubby Upton, Oliver Townend and Tammy Smith are our 1, 2, 3. It's been an exciting day of dressage. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
The Area Education Center in Reisterstown offers a special collection of over 5,000 equine-related volumes. Monthly events include panel discussions, author talks, and book signings. Visit MarylandHorse.com to learn more.
No world is truly unchanging.
This is nature at its absolute finest.
Our daughter. She's gone missing. I should leave this alone.
But you won't.
He's doing things no one had ever done before, and that is astounding.
It's absolutely mind-boggling. Hi, I'm Ken Burns. Our next film travels outside of America and deep into the mind of the Italian visionary artist and scientist whose imagination knew no bounds. Watch Leonardo da Vinci right here on Maryland Public Television.
The Mars Maryland 5-star would like to thank Mars Equestrian and the Mars family of brands for their support. Mars Equestrian, Buckeye Nutrition, Ethel M. Chocolates, Nutro, Pedigree, Antec, and Sound.
Embark on a culinary journey along the banks of the Upper Chesapeake Bay. Discover Cecil County, Maryland, where food and adventure bring people together. Pull up a chair. We're waiting for you. Visit us at discovercecil.com.
We'd like to thank the following partners: Select Event Group, Quarry View Building Group, Lemieux, Yanmar, and Armstrong.